Welcome to the Texas South Plains Honor Flight Telethon, brought to you by Plains Capital Bank.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Texas South Plains Honor Flight Telethon. The phone lines are open and I don't hear them ringing. We need your phone calls, 855-367-6430. You can also text Honor Flight, all one word, to 53555, 53555. Please help us make this trip of a lifetime become available for our veterans across the South Plains.
And we've had great supporters over the years, year after year, including Betty Smith and Daryl Holland with the Sounds of West Texas and with the Cactus. And Betty, this year you were mentioning this is way more than we've ever raised. There's a concert every year, and it was actually on when we were on the flight this year. This $6,800. This is amazing. Why do it?
We love our veterans, first of all. We're very, very patriotic, Daryl and I both. And and of course the people who put the show on, we all want to show how much we love our veterans and want them to feel appreciated. So.
And you guys do raffles, you have, of course, beautiful music there at the Cactus. There's a lot that goes into this. And what would you say to folks who've been a part of that concert, go to the concert, or what would you say to them to go to the next concert?
Oh, the next one will be even better. It'll just be bigger and better every year.
So when should we look out for that?
Oh, it'll be June the 14th.
All right, June the 14th
Mark
at the Cactus.
Mark that calendar.
Again, and thank you to everyone who attended that, especially as we were on the flight there in Washington. So, and Daryl, thank you so much for donating the Cactus. Why do you do it?
We just love being part of the community. The Cactus has been around many, many decades, and just any chance we can be part of the community and the efforts to do anything good, but especially for our veterans, we're proud to do it.
All right, thank you, Betty. Thank you, Daryl. And the Sounds of West Texas. You know, oftentimes, Christy, we're guilty of referring to our veterans as men, but oftentimes we have women who've worn the uniform on our flight as well. Esther Moses is used to being one of few women serving in the military and one of few women veterans on the Texas South Plains Honor Flight.
I was raised to always volunteer for something. As a preteen and teenager, I was a candy striper. I don't know if y'all had that now, but I was a candy striper.
That heart to serve led to service to country in the Air Force.
I was a Vietnam era, I make sure I say era veteran. I didn't go to Vietnam.
But just like anyone who wears the uniform, they deserve honor. And for Esther and other women veterans on this trip, their story will be forever told at the Military Women's Memorial in our nation's capital, each registered in a special surprise and recognition on the honor flight.
It was an honor. I've just never expected it, really, and some of the other women were telling me they didn't expect it all.
Evie Perez Bob is a Navy veteran and here as a guardian of her father.
I'm just glad that I got appreciated for what I did, because my dad and my husband and my brother always get appreciated.
And now her Vietnam veteran dad got to see his daughter get that well-deserved appreciation.
It was beautiful. Beautiful. She has to go through a lot of stuff, like she says. I'm a woman. I was a woman. First woman to do this type of work.
A woman breaking barriers as an electrician's mate nuke on board the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln.
It was awesome. Yeah, just being like, hey, you're the first female on the ship ever to be qualified by the captain of the ship, because you have to see the captain to do this.
First that continue for a sisterhood in service today. And Moses says this honor flight has given her the chance for fellowship and to be among those who haven't let anything stand in the way of their defending our nation.
It just brings back so many fond memories, and to see the Air Force and all our military services going strong, and seeing that they're being supported, and that's really what counts. They're being supported.
We absolutely thank our women veterans and all those who have served, including Arnold Hall. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being a part of today's telethon. Before we get to this check, which I think is just incredible, you just went on our honor flight with us. Tell me your experience.
Well, I probably had the most eventful life. Eventful, and this is so, it made me cry. I was at the wall, and I was helping the veterans there, and we were rubbing and we were crying together. We had so many people that were on that flight that knew folks that did not make it. And this flight represents something extra special for our veterans. It represented closure for them, and the closure that you need from Vietnam, from what they went through, was absolutely horrendous. And when they were spit on and cussed at, but now they had a honor that they came in, and we had those fire trucks shooting water over the plane. We had the people in the terminals in Dulles and in here in town that had signs representing the whole the country. It was just amazing. It's hard for me to put it into words.
Exactly.
How amazing it was. It was an honor. It was an absolute honor to be there.
And that's what then made you want to also donate as well. So tell me about this check.
Well, before I tell you about this check, I went to the doctor Tuesday and I said, "Doctor, I've come in here with some money." And I walk out of Dr. Gage's office with a check. How many times have you gone to a doctor and got a check?
Not, I don't think ever.
But this check, I had asked my son, Chuck, for a $1,000. Okay, and he said, "Okay, I'll be glad to donate it in honor of Earl's Plumbing." And he can't count. He put $2,500.
I like the way he counts.
Yeah, I do too.
Absolutely.
And we just want to thank Earl's Plumbing. It was just such an amazing gift. It's because he can't count. That's fine.
Well, I'll take that. Arnold, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service, especially on this Veterans Day. And, you know, Case, we say all the time, our greatest advocates for the honor flight are our veterans, because they come home with such special stories and such special memories.
Yeah. It was an honor. It really was.
Thank you, Arnold. And thank you so much for calling to make these phones ring. We'll hear much more coming up in just a little bit.